Good, happy Sunday morning, June 13, 2021. I'm Riley King, and happy Sunday morning, and welcome to this Sunday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Sunday morning, so let's begin. First up, investigators look to identify man who left suspicious suitcase at Circle K in Bedford, New Hampshire. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Tractor has been in our family since 1955, when great-grandfather Pearlie and our grandfather George decided to sell tractors.
This morning, investigators working to identify a man who left a suspicious suitcase inside a Circle K on Technology Drive in Bedford. A clerk reported the incident around 8:30 last night. Investigators say they found suspicious material inside the suitcase. It's unclear exactly what those materials are. You can see there the bomb squad was called in. They were able to disrupt the suitcase, move it out of the store, and then detonate it. They determined there was no bomb inside. Police are now investigating.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. '98th Annual Laconia Motorcycle Week kicks off with big crowds. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Their reviews, our reviews.
I'm so happy.
Find out what we're all about at adamvroofing.com.
They're roaring back into the Lakes region after a scaled-down version amid pandemic restrictions last year. Laconia Motorcycle Week is back to full capacity, and a perfect day on Saturday to mark the official kickoff.
If I could order weather like this, I would certainly do it every year. It's the one variable that we can never predict for, but we're so incredibly grateful when it's like this.
Jennifer Anderson, one of the event organizers, says people from across the country have been eager to return to Weirs Beach, but there is one group missing as the U.S.-Canadian border remains closed.
We do miss our friends to the north in Canada. We wish that they could be here with us. We know once they're able to, they will certainly come down.
Vendors have returned to the boardwalk in what is a huge boost to the region as businesses try to rebound from last year.
Many people have been coming for many years. They're really excited to get back and do what, they look forward to this every single year.
Weirs Beach Motel and Cottages is fully booked through Wednesday.
People like to sit, they take these cottages right here because they like just to sit out and enjoy and watch all the bikes go by.
Organizers say people are itching for a week of normalcy.
It is business as usual for us, which means a lot of fun, a lot of rides, races, bike shows, vendors, people watching, all of the sights and sounds that somebody would normally expect for Motorcycle Week.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. COVID-19 vaccinations being offered at Motorcycle Week. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Their reviews, our reviews.
I'm so happy.
Find out what we're all about at adamvroofing.com.
The signature engine sounds are back in the Lakes region, along with the crowds, vendors, and a perfect Saturday for the official kickoff of Laconia's Motorcycle Week.
If I could order weather like this, I would certainly do it every year. It's the one variable that we can never predict for, but we're so incredibly grateful when it's like this.
The return of vendors is a huge boost for the region as businesses try to rebound from last year. Weir's Beach Motel and Cottages is fully booked through Wednesday.
Many people have been coming for many years. They're really excited to get back and do what, they look forward to this every single year. People like to sit, they take these cottages right here because they like just to sit out and enjoy and watch all the bikes go by.
Safety continues to be a concern. Hand sanitizers are available at vendors. Even the National Guard set up at a tent to offer free COVID vaccines to Bike Week visitors.
It's good to see smiling faces. It's good to just absolutely receive the sincere appreciation, and that's what makes wearing the uniform as rewarding as it is. It's just a sincere appreciation.
Organizers say people are thrilled for the return of the event and a week to return to normal.
It is business as usual for us, which means a lot of fun, a lot of rides, races, bike shows, vendors, people watching, all of the sights and sounds that somebody would normally expect for Motorcycle Week.
Along with the new safety measures, organizers are also continuing to remind people to ride responsibly and ride safely so that everyone can have a great time. In Laconia, Naoko Funayama, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Three injured in multi-motorcycle crash in Laconia. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
As we ease back into life with friends and family, Mahendra is here to help.
Authorities are investigating a crash involving 3 motorcycles on Route 3 in Laconia tonight. Now, it happened around 6. The fire department says 2 people were hurt, but they are expected to be okay. This was the second motorcycle-related crash in Laconia today, and officials say everyone should drive carefully this week, especially around busy intersections.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. United Way of Greater Nashua hosts Skydive United fundraiser. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Their reviews, our reviews.
I'm so happy.
Find out what we're all about at adamvroofing.com.
Tonight, a unique effort to end youth homelessness. People are jumping out of planes to support the United Way of Greater Nashua's Ending Youth Homelessness Fund. The Skydive United event raised more than $33,000, beating last year's total.
Every single one of these people is a first-time jumper. They've never done this before. Some come down and they say, I'm never going to do it again. Some come down and say, that was awesome. I have to do this again immediately.
All for a good cause. You can see those jumpers there. The 11 skydivers included a member of the Youth Success Project who was formerly homeless.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Drug overdoses are rising statewide as pandemic restrictions fall. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Their reviews, our reviews.
I'm so happy.
Find out what we're all about at adamvroofing.com.
Manchester's Safe Station saw some of its lowest numbers at the start of the year, but health officials say that's changing quickly, with about 80 people coming here last month to look for addiction help. COVID-19 numbers are dropping in New Hampshire, but there's a resurgence of another health crisis. Friday night, a Nashua American Medical Response ambulance heads to a potential overdose call. AMR says suspected overdoses in Manchester and Nashua increased by 26% from April to May. Officials say May's total of 72 was the most in a single month since June of 2019.
It gives us concern that, in the summer months, which we typically see as higher opioid overdose months, that we're going to be back probably at levels we haven't seen in several years.
Chris Stawans of AMR says there was a decrease in overdoses during the pandemic with fewer people out. But as restrictions lift and life returns to normal, substance abuse is on the rise. AMR is projecting overdose deaths this year in Manchester will exceed last year's total of 39.
One death is too many, and we want to do everything that we can to prevent them.
Stawans says they're seeing people using multiple substances, including methamphetamine mixed with fentanyl.
We're hearing from people that they will essentially use anything they can get their hands on, which is really concerning to us.
He's emphasizing the importance of getting people help.
We can't take our eyes off this problem. It leads to other problems, long-term, short-term, public safety problems that are going to be out there, and we have to make sure that an adequate amount of attention is focused on it, as it was in the past.
In a positive trend, Narcan use set a record last month in the Queen City. Officials say more people now have access to the life-saving overdose reversal drug. In Manchester, Mike Cronin, WMUR News Now.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Delta flight from LAX diverted after off-duty employee allegedly threatens to bring down plane. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC 7.
We're learning new details about another violent mid-air scare out of LAX by an unruly passenger.
Yeah, this time police say the suspect is a Delta employee who attacked a flight attendant and then made threats to bring down the plane. Eyewitness News reporter Jade Hernandez live at LAX with more for us. Good morning, Jade.
Good morning. I can tell you this morning that this Delta terminal is extremely busy. You can see everyone in line here this morning. Some of these passengers probably don't know what happened last night, but I can tell you this is the third time Delta has had trouble with a passenger in the past 2 weeks with a flight out of LAX. This time, the flight left LAX last night around 5:45 and was headed to Atlanta. But the flight had to be diverted to Oklahoma City when passengers had to help crew members with an unruly passenger. Now, Oklahoma City police say it was an off-duty Delta employee, and that employee made threats he was going to take the plane down. He also assaulted 2 flight attendants. The man exhibited signs of some mental health issues, and the plane was searched by Oklahoma City police and cleared and allowed to resume travel to Atlanta. There were no injuries to any other passengers, and the suspect was transported to the hospital and questioned by the FBI. Oklahoma City police are looking to charge that man with 2 accounts of assault and battery. Now, 2 other incidents last week all took place on Delta flights. Thursday, there was a flight from LAX to Detroit, which had to be diverted too, when a passenger aboard that flight became a threat. And it happened again earlier in the week, also on a Delta flight, this time headed to Nashville when a passenger attempted to storm the cockpit. Now, on last night's Delta flight, one of the passengers gave his account of what he heard.
I was unaware of this. I was at the back of the plane a long 2 minutes after that first announcement. The pilot made an announcement and said, all able-bodied men, please come to the fore, there's an emergency. Come to the front. I got about halfway up before we were told to go back to our seats. The situation was under control.
You're taking a look at an incident which happened last week on a Delta flight. A man was tackled and later arrested for his behavior aboard a flight. I mentioned those earlier. Now, Delta has released a statement regarding last night's incident, which in part thanks the crew and passengers who assisted in detaining this unruly passenger who turned out to be a Delta employee. They also apologized to their customers for any inconvenience.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC 7 content.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that is it for this Sunday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday, and see you back here later on today for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.